today's video is gonna be super quick. Super quick because it's like scorching hot and I'm about to sweat my freaking face off right now. Pinapawisan ako. But today's video is gonna be my disappointing products video of 2016/2017. Now, ang dami ito. Sobrang daming products na nasa box. But before I get into it, I just quickly want to put out some disclaimers. All of these products I just straight up don't like, and I will be very brutal in defining why I don't like them. Hindi ako magiging very soft. I paid for these products and I quite just didn't get why. So I hope you guys don't mind me being extra brutal in this. And also, just because you like something doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. So just because I don't like something doesn't mean you're automatically going to dislike it as well. So definitely take everything I say with a grain of salt. Iba-iba yung skin type natin, yung preferences natin. So okay lang naman na yung stuff na favorite mo ay hindi ko gusto. Keeping those in mind, let's proceed now to the products that just disappointed me. I'm starting off with palettes. So eyeshadow palettes and face palettes and all that, because I have quite a few to talk about. I want to talk about the first thing that I saw, which is the MAC Eyeshadow 15 Warm Neutral. So ito yung 15 color palette ng MAC, and the reason why I just got disappointed by this palette is because I do try out a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So before this, prior to me trying this, I've tried a lot of amazing, wonderful, just straight up beautiful eyeshadow palettes that have worked for me. Yung mga gustong-gusto ko talaga, yung tipong blew me away. So when I tried this out, I kind of had a lot of expectations for it because of course it's MAC, it's from MAC, it's expensive. So if you pay for a product that's pretty expensive, you expect it to work. This eyeshadow palette works, but it just didn't meet my expectations. I feel like ang daming mas okay na eyeshadow palettes sa mas mura pa dito. So, yung okay lang na shades, and here are the mattes. Like, let me swatch the mattes for you. The mattes, I don't really have a lot of bad things to say. Okay, yung mga mattes niya, if you can see, very pigmented. Wala naman masyadong problema. But when it comes to the shimmers like chalky and like just lacking. They lack in pigmentation, they lack in performance, they don't really blend well. They're very chunky, chalky, powdery, and hindi talaga. As in, ang dami pang ibang shadows na mas okay. And you get like 4 to 6 like really intensely light shades. That's just so unnecessary in my opinion. And honestly, I just never use this palette. It's just like literally sitting in my desk, literally just waiting to be featured in a disappointing products video. I just don't feel excited whenever I see this palette. I don't feel like, oh my god, I want to use it. Just no, I've never really used it. I don't think I've used it in a look. Siguro I've played around with it once, but that's it. And for that reason, just not worth it in my opinion. There's so many other palettes that are definitely better quality than this one. So just no, MAC, I'm sorry, just no. Same goes for the Zoeva, what is this, Warm Spectrum palette. Similarly to the MAC one, this one actually has 15 shades as well. And here's the thing with Zoeva eyeshadows, they're very hit or miss. Caramel Melange and Cocoa Blend, if you can get your hands on those shadows, get your hands on those palettes because those are top-notch quality. For the price, they're amazing. But yung mga bigger palettes such as this one in particular in Warm Spectrum, even Nude Spectrum and On Taupe, those just don't really live up to the Zoeva quality I'm used to. First and foremost, you get like, again, these 4 unnecessary like light shades. I feel like, guys, ang dami ba pwedeng ibang shades na ibigay dyan, diba? I'd be definitely okay with 1 shimmery white and 1 matte white, but then why like the 4 mattes? I really don't need that. Ang dami bang shades na pwedeng gawin. And then you have a purple and then you get to the orange. Like, it just does not make sense. The actual quality of the shadows, really not that good. Again, same issue with the MAC one. They lack in pigmentation. Some of the mattes are not bad at all. That some of the mattes I can definitely use, but the rest here just don't really speak to me in a way that my other eyeshadow palettes do. And very chunky, very dry eyeshadow to the point that they really don't stick well on the eyelids. I can't just get around to this palette. Like, I can't get this to work for me personally. I don't enjoy using this and I never use it, and for that reason, it's a pass for me. I just straight up don't like it. Sorry. And then lastly, for eyeshadow palettes, the Lorac Mega Pro 3. Now, right off the bat, I just want to say, hindi naman dahil sa pigmentation. You guys know Lorac shadows, they just make very pigmented eyeshadows. So this is not about the pigmentation. This is about the performance. This is about the quality of the shadow sans pigmentation. Like, the pigmentation I love, very pigmented naman siya. but they're too soft. The shadows are too soft. Now the color selection is really good. I bought this palette because of the shades. I love the shades, very warm, but somehow the size of the pans just throw me off. Like, it's so small na parang hindi ko masyadong nakikita gaano yung colors. Hindi siya masyadong nag-stand out sa akin. But more than that, the actual quality, it's very soft. Soft to where if you touch it, it's going to blend itself away. If you try to blend the shadows into your eyes, it's just not gonna blend itself because it's very soft. I find that the shadows tend to fall off because they just don't last well on the lids kasi they're very soft nga, diba? So nagsisilaglagan lang sila eh. I just never really use this palette. I don't really get excited when I use this. Like, there are like maybe 2 shades lang na okay, but then the rest, yung quality, and I mean like the quality just lacks. It just lacks in performance, and I just really don't use this as well because of how small the shadows are. The shadows are very small. It's very hard to kind of use the shadow palette because of that, in my opinion. I'm sorry, this is also a pass for me. Again, not because of the pigmentation, but the actual quality is pretty horrific. Like, that just... The Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette. Oh my god, this just sucks, man. Like, this sucks. First of all, the packaging is really nice. It has like a really big substantial mirror. I love the packaging. The colors are not too bad. Like, you have like pinks, you have really pretty nude shades. Not too bad of a color selection, but the quality just doesn't, it's just not really good. Very powdery, very chunky. That it just looks cakey on the cheeks. It doesn't give you like a really pretty flush. It doesn't also last because of that powdery soft. It's very soft, it's very powdery as well, just not my cup of tea, and I never really use it and reach for it because I find the colors to be too chalky for my liking, too chunky, too glittery. Some of the shades are too glittery, too chunky, just too chunky for me, and I just don't really like it. If you can pass on this palette, just definitely pass on it. So many other great blush palettes out there you can pick up instead of this. Ang dami kong highlights na ipapakita sa inyo. I'm very picky with highlighters. I want to start off with these products that's probably gonna kind of shock you. I wanted these to work for me, but they just suck. They suck. These are the Jouer highlights, and as you can see, mine just looks super freaking dirty right now, and that's oh my god, that's probably the main reason why I don't like this. Nahulog na yung ano ko, topaz ko, and you can probably guess why I don't like these. These just freaking fall off, and not because you broke them, but because they fall off naturally. Nahuhulog guys yung highlight to. Ayun o, nahuhulog na siya, ang messy, kailangan ko pa ito walisin. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I didn't even break this. I didn't even touch it. I have never even touched this highlight, almost. I've never even used this, almost. Like, siguro twice ko lang siya nagamit. And hindi ko na siya nagamit. Same goes for Rose Quartz. In an attempt to freaking, ayan siya, sobrang messy, guys. Now, okay. The quality is really nice. If you want a really pretty highlighter that's very smooth and consistency, maganda to. But for the hassle that you have to go through, for the price you pay, but the hassle you have to go through, just freaking not worth it. My hands right now look super shimmery. Not intentionally, guys. And this is... I just don't like the fact that they break, and the fact that I had to pay a lot of money for them. Ang dami ko pa ibang highlights na okay, just as good performing, if not better performing, but don't break. Kumara to siya, guys, sobrang hassle nito. If hindi kayo ready, or kung ayaw nyo mag-risk, don't even try it. Hindi ko nga alam anong gagawin ko dito kasi sobrang... It's freaking broken, guys. Very fragile sila. So, ang bilis nila, sobrang soft nila. Sobrang bilis nilang masira. I'd rather have something else na hindi mahuhulog, hindi mababasag. I don't have to go through a product breaking just because it wants to break. No, you can't do that. You can't do that because I paid for you, okay? So, because of that, the Jouer highlights are a big no-no for me. Definitely, if you can pass on those, if you can just like buy a different highlight that's surely not gonna break, then do that. It's not so much the product itself, but how the product is made that just no. Don't give me that attitude, Jouer highlights. Not worth it, not worth it. And then this one, this is the Tarte One Skin Twinkle Volume 2 highlight palette. I wanted so much to love this, and I'm gonna say I like these two colors, but these two colors just suck straight up. So altogether, I feel like as a palette, it just does not live up to the hype. I feel like Tarte just does not make really good highlights. I've given them enough chances, but they always just disappoint me. Same with the Pro Glow And same with this Skin Volume Twinkle blah 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 blah. Guys, ang chunky nitong dalawa, as in to the point na hindi mo na siya magagamit sa cheeks mo. Ito, okay eh. Like, this one just like, bam girl. Really pretty. This one is usable. Okay naman din to. Very nice naman. Like, usable. You can use this. But then, girl, once you get to these two shades, as in, sobrang hindi siya usable because it's so chunky. Sobrang chunky. Straight up glittery yung cheeks mo, guys. As in, sobrang yuck, as in yucky. It's not about to give you that like smooth look. It's just gonna look chunky and like your texture is gonna be seen like from 10 miles away, and you don't want that in a highlight. So altogether, again, as a palette, just didn't really work for me. 2 out of 4 shades worked, but I'd rather get me a glow kit that works for me than like a palette that just, oh, I don't know, guys. Kung bibili lang kayo ng something, bilhin nyo na yung mas maganda, diba? So don't settle for this when you can get like a glow kit for the same price but works better than this one. So again, just a no-no for me, I think. Ang daming mas okay talaga na highlights. By the way, hindi lang yan yung mga products na disappoint ako. Marami pang mga stuff na disappointed din ako. Pero wala na sila sa akin ngayon. So, hindi ko sila mapakita. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna list down all the other things na hindi din nag-work sa akin sa description box. If you want to see more disappointing products na wala na sa akin ngayon kasi binenta ko na, be sure to check the information box down below the description box. Andun lahat ng stuff na wala na sa akin pero hindi ko rin nagustuhan. This product just like, no. Sorry, Sleek. This is Sleek's highlighting palette in the shade Solstice. And I'm gonna be brutally honest, I don't love this because it's too much for me. I can't wear this on camera because it just emphasizes all the freaking texture I didn't really even know I had. Texture na hindi ko alam na meron ako na emphasize niya. Texture na wala ako na emphasize niya. I know a lot of people love this. Great, if that's the case for you, then that's amazing. But for me, just no. Huge no. Very, very, not even chunky, but just too much. Like, it doesn't look flattering anymore because of how too intense it is. Like, it's too intense for my liking that it doesn't look flattering on my cheekbones personally. I don't want like a stripe of like intense glittery poured look. Like, I just don't want that kind of look. And this just gives me that kind of chalky, weird look. Yung cream niya dito, it just doesn't make sense. I don't really get it. It's too dry for me. Has like a purple I never use, and then itong na kala ko okay for me. Hindi talaga. As in, ang daming mas okay na highlights. I tried other highlights that are smoother in formula. Doesn't give me that like intense textured look. I can't wear this on camera. I can't wear this. There's no way I'm gonna wear this in person. I don't really like this, you guys. And I have to be honest. I'm very particular with my highlights, and I want my highlight to be very smooth looking sa face. I don't want na chunky sila. I don't want me to look like, you know, freaking disco ball na madaming mga dots. So for that reason, this just emphasizes every freaking pore, every freaking texture I have. So, big no-no. I'm sorry, Sleek. No, just no. The Physicians Formula Custom Bronzer Blush Eyeshadow Shimmer Strip in Miami Strip. Now, this is another controversial highlight kasi gusto siya ng favorite YouTuber ko, which is Kathleen Lights, which is the reason why I got this highlight in the first place, is because she loves this. Like, it's like her top favorite highlighter. But sad to say, if you're not into chunky highlights, you're not gonna love this. It's so chunky, and that's not even the only reason why I don't like it. Guys, mukha siyang gamit, but that's because I was trying to scrape out product for it to actually show up on my cheek. Ang hirap niya i-show up. It's so hard to get this to swatch decently. Like, ang hirap. It's not very smooth on the cheeks. Like, it doesn't look smooth on the cheeks. It's a very chunky highlight. Medyo may pagkatigas yung product eh. Bali, ma-effort yung pagkiskis mo dito sa product para magkaroon ng pigmentation. Medyo ma-effort siya. And when you actually get it to swatch really decently, ang hirap niyang i-pick up sa brush and apply it on the cheeks. When you actually try or attempt to get it to look good, it looks okay. Like, it doesn't look that good, you know? It looks okay. And again, my philosophy, ang daming mas okay na highlights. I expected so much more from it. But then again, the only 2 colors I can use are the top 2 shades. And even these, like, very, very chunky. It almost doesn't have any pigmentation. It's really not pigmented enough. And again, I have other highlights I reach for more than I do with this guy. So, just disappointed me big time. e.l.f. Blush Gems Highlighter. Now, okay, before anything else, I tried scraping the top layer to no avail. It still sucks. I've tried doing a lot of things with this. Yung Moonlight Pearls and Pinktastic by e.l.f. maganda blush gems, and specifically this batch, it's just not really good. Yung other highlights nila okay, but blush gems in particular, if you can pass on that, pass on it, because it's not very pigmented, you guys. Parang wala lang halos akong makuha, and if I ever get some pigment, it's like chunks of glitter that I don't want on my cheeks. I know some people can actually make this work by spraying some Fix Plus on their brushes and then dipping into the product, but that's just, again, so unnecessary, so much of a hassle. Alam mo yun, ang daming ibang highlights na hindi ko naman kailangan gawin yun para makuha ko yung pigmentation. Pero kung sasabihin nyo sa akin na kailangan ko pang spray ng Fix Plus yung brush ko kasi dip ko sa product para lang maging pigmented, like, leave me alone. Hindi ko kailangan ng ganun, guys. Ang daming mas okay na highlights. So again, skip blush gems. Get like probably Moonlight Pearls or Pinktastic. I think those are way better. Think about the one trend that just like blew everyone's minds. Like that one trend that everyone was going gaga over yung siguro December to January. If you can think about it right now and try to guess what I'm about to freaking show. The freaking silly sponge. This is a gimmick that everyone wanted this to work. I personally wanted this to work. And it sucks. I'm sorry to put it that way, but for the lack of a better term, it's useless. I'm sorry, guys. It just does not. It didn't work for me, and I know na hindi lang ako. This product does not even blend out foundation. The idea of the silly sponge is for you to use less foundation, which is really like, I mean, I can see why it doesn't absorb product, which is like genius. You'd think, wow, that's such a genius concept. Pero pagdating sa execution, wala. Talo to, sorry. So nung nakuha ko, sobrang excited ko. Paglagay ko ng product, pag ano ko sa face ko, parang, oh my god. Medyo parang sinasampal ko yung pagmumukha ko. It doesn't feel pleasant. Like, there's no kind of... It's not unlike a regular sponge or a beauty blender that just pushes product, applies product really nicely. I enjoy applying makeup using a beauty blender sponge. But using this, it's just like you're slapping your face with something hard. I don't feel good applying this. And it takes a while because it's so little na, as in, it's gonna take me an hour before I get this to blend my foundation decently. Not even like amazingly, just decently. There's no blending action, like you tap it eh. So it's gonna take a while. And you know what sucks is that after you use this, you bet you're still gonna have to go over a regular sponge to attempt to blend the areas that this wasn't able to blend. Like, it's not able to blend concealer. Like, there's no way you should put this underneath your eyes. It's gonna tug on your wrinkles under there, and there's no way that you can blend yung crevices ng nose mo. Hindi niya mabiblend eh. It's not gonna be able to blend it out. And sa side ng nose, there's no way na mablend niya to. Marami kang mga uneven areas dyan. And guys, it accentuates pores. Like, it accentuates my pore. It just taps it in. It doesn't really so much blend it in. Yung ditong areas sa may pores, as in accentuated. Your pores look freaking big. And I just don't have time for that. It doesn't do anything. If anything, it prolongs my makeup application. So, it's just straight up a gimmick for me. And sobrang disappointed ako dito kasi I had such high hopes for this. I was like, was it gonna change the way I applied makeup? No, it really didn't. I'm sorry, it just didn't. Anastasia Brow Definer also didn't really change the way I did my eyebrows. You guys love this. I know you guys freaking love this product, but I prefer the Brow Wiz just because this is too chubby for my liking. Very chubby yung pencil niya. So I don't get how people can be precise with their eyebrows. Did I did it wrong? Did I do something wrong? Maybe hindi ko lang alam kung paano to i-maneuver, but I just can't get it to work for my eyebrows. Simply put, it's too waxy for my liking. I prefer my 99 pesos eyebrow pencils that I can get on Miniso, Mumuso, Daiso. This just costs so much. It didn't really do anything magical for my eyebrows. I would still suggest my 99 pesos eyebrow pencils over this any day. This is too waxy, it's too chubby. I can't really do a precise eyebrow. Like whenever I try to do my brows with this, nahihirapan ako kasi very waxy siya. And it just freaking broke. So, siguro 200 pesos na yung nasira dun, no? Pero, it's too waxy. It's hard for the pigment to actually show up sa brows. Nothing special. And I never really, I don't know. I don't enjoy using this, you guys. It's not as amazing as everyone says it is. And because of that, it just disappointed me. Brow definer is a pass. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre Blush in my Thai Buy You a Drink. So again, di ako mag-linger for this product. I don't like it because it's freaking chunky. Like, when you try to apply this on your face, mag-fall lang yung pigment niya because it's so powdery and chalky, like, just freaking chunky, and the color is like so off. It's too dark to be a freaking highlight, for Pete's sake, and it's too light to be a freaking blush. So what do you do with this? Like a blush topper? But then if you use it as a blush topper, it's so chunky, like your pores are gonna be accentuated. So because of that, there's pretty much no use to this. This is actually an ombre blush, but there's almost no ombre effect going on because the color is too off. I don't really see the point of this, and I just don't really like this at all. I really also didn't enjoy the Too Faced Love Flush Long-Lasting 16-Hour Blush in Baby Love. The color is okay, not really that pretty or anything spectacular. But again, very, very powdery. Very, very powdery. I don't really know. It has like glittery sparkles, which fortunately, hindi naman siya nagka-translate masyado sa cheeks. But similarly to the My Thai Buy You a Drink by Wet n Wild, it's just too powdery. It's just too chunky for my liking. I just don't get to use this to its fullest potential because it's just chunky, and I don't really like chunky blushes. I don't like anything that is too freaking powdery and chalky because it kind of just accentuates my pores, and this kind of does because of that like very chalky texture. Honestly, the only reason why I've kept this is because of the packaging, but other than that, I never use this. And if I have to be honest with you, mas madaming okay na blush kaysa dito. So just not my thing, you guys. It's too powdery for my liking. This is Wet n Wild Lash Reganade. Medyo bago lang nila to na linabas. Yung one niya is very chubby with this like I don't even know, parang medyo bomb yung, ewan ko, hindi ko maintindihan yung wand niya. Plastic wand siya, but I don't like this simply because it doesn't do anything for my eyelashes. Anything that doesn't do anything for my lashes is useless because I have short, straight, stubby lashes. So very, very particular ako with the mascara I like to use. So I like to use a mascara that volumizes or lengthens and curls my lashes, but this just doesn't do any of that. Like, wala siyang ginawa. Na-coat lang niya, tapos parang na-wing yung lashes ko, parang bumaba yung lashes ko, which is just, that's not how I want my eyelashes to look. Siguro once ko lang ito nagamit, hindi ko na siya binalikan. Pagtapos ko siyang gamitin ng first time, sabi ko, ay, disappointing product na to. Kasi talagang walang ginawa, walang ginawa sa lashes ko. So for this, I'm sorry, Wet n Wild, just, this is a pass. Same goes for Benefit's Roller Lash. This thing just didn't do anything for my lashes, which sucks because I wanted so bad to love it. This mini thing cost me 700 pesos. Mahal siya, guys. And wala siyang ginawa. It weighed my lashes down, didn't really volumize it, lengthen my lashes. And it's like a loser compared to my hair when make long line curl. I am sorry, but that's just how it is. That's how it performed on my eyelashes. If you can try the hair and make long and curl, I suggest you pick that up because that's just like 100 times better. It holds the curls. This one just weighs my lashes down. It's honestly nothing special of a mascara. If you have like really good lashes to begin with, you might like this because it might actually enhance those. But for me personally, I'm Asian, I'm Chinese, I don't have lashes to begin with, so I need something that's substantial, something that's actually gonna make a difference, and I find that this one didn't. For that, disappointed big time. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is in the shade Light Ivory. Now, you guys know I love the Photo Focus foundation. I'm wearing it right now. I love the Photo Focus powder. I'm also wearing it right now. Both of those products are top-notch quality, amazing, incredible for the price. They are unbeatable. Sobrang ganda nun. But the concealer is just not my cup of tea. Like, I feel like it just lacks pigmentation, first and foremost. It lacks coverage. It's a light to medium coverage. And for concealer to be light to medium coverage, I wouldn't use it if I have like issues. If you have perfect skin to begin with, it doesn't need a lot of correcting concealing, you might really like this. It's not too bad. But because I have like a lot of issues, like sometimes my under eyes are pretty bad, sometimes I have blemishes to cover, hindi ko siya mahanapan ng use. It's not creamy enough underneath my eyes. It's not pigmented enough underneath my eyes. It's not pigmented enough for my blemishes. Paano ko ito gagamitin kung hindi ko siya magagamit sa blemishes ko? Kung hindi siya pigmented enough sa under eyes ko? At kung mayroon akong mga 10 concealers na mas okay dito, skip the concealer, get the powder, get the foundation. But I think the concealer, hindi siya ganun kaganda, hindi siya ganun kawalan. It's not the worst concealer I have tried by any means, but the photo focus line in itself was amazing, but this just kind of was a letdown. I felt like after I used this, parang dark pa rin yung under eyes ko, just like crazy. Wasn't impressed whatsoever, disappointed. I have 3 lip products to show you. I can't believe na matatapos ko itong video. I'm so proud of myself. I've filmed this like 3-4 times. It's insane. It's crazy. So the first lip product, I can't say a lot about the brand or the entire line. I've only tried one color kasi from the line, and that one color I didn't really like. So I'm specifically gonna talk about the Berry Ink Velvet in the shade 8 Coral ata to. So I bought this from Shopee because everyone was raving about it. Like, it was so good daw. Very pigmented and long-lasting and chuvanesque. Sabi ko, uy, sana pigmented siya and everything. The specific color, just don't even bother getting it. Sobrang sayang ng however much you pay for it. It's like not even pigmented. It does leave you like a stain after you leave it on your lips for about 10 minutes. But like, guys, where's the freaking pigment? Sabi ko pa nga parang, peke ba itong nakuha ko? Kasi parang ganun. Ba't parang nahihirap? Asan? Hindi ko best. Para siyang water jelly na hindi ko maintindihan. Kung gusto nyo maging brutal talaga ako, honestly, hindi ko talaga gets tong product na to. Hindi ko talaga gets. Kasi kung gusto ko ng tint, sana may pigment siya. But ito parang hindi ko maintindihan. Tapos kung tinry mo siyang i-ganun, parang mawawala na, parang anong point? Hindi ko gets. Sa lips mo, hindi siya maganda tignan kasi parang siya nagbubuo-buo. Parang ang thick niya eh. Because of the fact that I've tried building this up, it kind of built up on my lips and it looked gross kasi every time I would open my lips, parang sobrang goopy niya because it was a very thick formulation. But this one in specific, like this color, guys, as yung pigmentation dito, hindi ko talaga, guys, talaga okay. Siguro yung mga red shades niya, mas okay. But honestly, hindi ko alam. Baka may peke ba to? Or mali ba yung pagkagamit ko? Because I really tried to love this. Sabi ko, oh, bakit parang sobrang underwhelmed ako dito? So, because of that, if you can skip Berry Ink Velvet in number 08, skip it because it's not even gonna give pigmentation on the lips. Like, I just don't like this at all. I really also didn't quite enjoy NYX lingerie. I hoarded them, but I ended up like selling them because they didn't work for me. Tinira ko lang si Ruffle Trim kasi ito decent eh. But the rest, very patchy. The formula was weird, like not very pigmented in one swipe. You have to layer them, and when you try to layer them, they kind of get kind of sticky. Alam mo yung pag yung isang product masyadong mo nang layer, parang nagbo-ball up siya. Hindi siya crumbly, don't get me wrong. It's not like the ColourPop ones that crumble. They kind of nagbo-ball up siya, pero in like bigger chunks. Hindi ko ma-explain. Not the prettiest little thing. Didn't really last well. Like, I ate lumpia Shanghai. They were gone in an instant. Didn't really see the point. Didn't really see the magical like thing. I just didn't really enjoy this. Pigmentation, very lacking. Ang daming mas okay na liquid lipsticks na underrated. Na okay yung pigmentation, hindi patchy. Ito very inconsistent with the colors. Some are decent, some are so bad. Disappointed. I kind of regret purchasing this. So yeah. To end this on, of course, a disappointing note, the last products I want to mention are the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Lipsticks. I just don't like them. I'm sorry. And again, I know. Papatay niyo na ba ako? Kasi alam ko, madami sa inyo guys, I know, love this formulation. I think the reason why a lot of people like these is they're very thin. And true enough, they are thin in consistency, but guys, they're not pigmented. If I'm gonna apply a liquid lipstick, I want it to be pigmented. I want it to glide easy. And I can stand a drier formulation as long as it's pigmented. It doesn't require a lot of building up. It doesn't require a lot of hassle, a lot of effort to build up to get the desired shade I want. If I see this kind of shade, this is Rebel Rose. If I see this shade, I expect the shade on my lips in one layer. Hindi ko gugustuhin na i-apply ito ng 5 layers bago ko makuha yung pigmentation na gusto ko. And what sucks about these, you try to build them up and they're so patchy, they build up so hard. It's so hard to get them to a point where they're evenly pigmented. Kasi the formula is so different. Medyo gel-based mousse yung formula niya. Hindi siya very liquidy, hindi siya very velvety, smooth. I just don't know. I love the red one. Don't get me wrong. Like Missy and Fierce, I love that red one. Like I wore it during Christmas season. I really like that. But for the most part, yung mga dark shade niya, like Video Vixen, and then Give Me Mocha and Rebel Rose, very patchy. I found these to be very patchy. Didn't see the point where people were saying, wow, they were so pigmented and like so lightweight. The lightweightness is okay. They're alright. Hindi naman siya sobrang wow. Wow. Kung gusto nyo lang talagang super lightweight makeup by DNA. But these ones, may feeling eh. Makifeel mo na may liquid lipstick ka. And then when it came to the pigmentation, they were lacking. So disappointed because everyone was talking about them. Like, they were the next big thing. Like, they were the next best drugstore liquid lipstick. But honestly, I feel like they're not. I'm just not a big fan. I think these are so overrated. I'm sorry. So, yeah, you guys, ang dami pa. Madami pa talaga akong mga disappointing products. Products that just, no, I'm sorry, didn't work for me. I hope you don't get offended. These are just products that totally... I wanted to love them, I swear I wanted to love them, but to no avail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found some items to avoid, some items to just like pass na lang, pass hindi siya worth it. Hope you guys found some helpful recommendation, helpful suggestions. Yeah, if you want to keep up with what I do, then follow me on my social media accounts, always listed down below in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys on my next one. Bye!